guys, it's Emily. So today's video is going to be story time for you guys. This is going to be a part 2 to my childhood haunted apartment. Honestly, I've been wanting to do this for a while and I feel like I should have did it during Halloween season, but might as well. This is a video for you guys and I'm going to give you guys new things that, you know, about my childhood haunted apartment, and I want to show you guys certain pictures and tell you guys certain things. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Give this video a fat thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to always be notified with my videos. Comment what you guys think of this story time, and let's get this started. Okay guys, so my childhood haunted apartment part 2. Before I get started, I'm gonna suggest you guys go see part 1. I filmed it maybe, it was a while back, but I have playlists, like everything organized on my channel, so just go to Storytimes and it should be there. I really suggest to watch that first to hear my experience and things like that. Today's video is going to be more things that have happened that I didn't pretty much recall in the first one. I'm going to tell you guys the history of the area. I'm going to show you guys an image of something that I pretty much got a little spooked out about. And I'm going to be pretty much telling you guys recently going to my old childhood apartment. So, like I said, go watch part 1 and then come back to this video so you can see part 2. But anyways, so my childhood haunted apartment part 2. Honestly guys, I'm not going to say that there was any demonic things in that house, that apartment. Well, I'm going to call it a house because it was more upstairs, downstairs. I don't think there was anything demonic. I just think there was spiritual ghosts that was either hurt in some sort of way or pretty much didn't rest in peace. Didn't, you know, the spiritual ghosts didn't, pretty much their souls never rested and their spirits never left that house. Now, I was doing research around the area, not specifically for my house because I couldn't really find anything, but I was doing research on the area and I come to find out that there was pretty much train tracks. So there was always train tracks behind, like, the backyard part, and which was the Long Island Expressway, and there was also a soccer field. And I was doing a lot of research and reading things. I had the screenshots, but I must have deleted it because my storage is always acting up. But there was a soccer field, like, in the back part of, like, going towards my backyard. There was a gate and then there was a soccer field. And I was reading that there was a burial site before that became a soccer field. And I was reading that the construction workers actually found, like, bones and, like, a skull right before they built the soccer field. And they really didn't really know what to do, so I guess they buried over it. But yeah, I heard that there was, I'm not going to say this is completely true, but from what I read off of the information I found, that was a burial site prior. And like the area that I lived in was a very known, like back in the 17th century, like the 1700s, it was known for Native Americans, Indians, British. It was like a very big, I think, war zone during that time. But then I guess they made where the soccer field was a burial. So obviously there, with a burial, there's going to be a lot of souls. And honestly, I never got to find out any information about, like, the history of the house itself. I don't want to put any misinformation that I might not know, if that makes sense, of what happened in that house before us living there. But so I went down to New York in July of 2020 when COVID kind of calmed down, but not really. It was kind of just still around, but not as bad as it was from March to, like, May, June. My cousin was going down, so she asked me if I wanted to go because she knows Matt lives out there, and I was like, sure. So I pretty much reserved a hotel room and pretty much stood down there for the weekend of July. I think it was in the beginning of July, I cannot remember. But I pretty much went down to New York, and, you know, me and Matt spent time together, and he actually came back with us to PA, but that's besides the point. This is not even a part of the story. So, I think it was not the day of, because I got there very late the night before on a Friday. We got there very late. So that Saturday of July, I don't know what the date was. I don't know if it was in the beginning of July or the middle of July or the end of July, but it was in July. And I decided to go see my old area, see my old stomping grounds of like where places I used to shop at, places I used to eat. I just wanted to go see everything, and the weather wasn't that great, but I still went. And I texted one of my childhood friends that I grew up with on the block, and I told her that I was in New York and if she wanted to see me and things like that. So at the time, the MTA buses, they weren't obviously having people pay. So I took a nice free ride to my old house. Now, I did have a recording being in front of my old house, but obviously I don't want to post this on YouTube because there is an address, and, you know, I don't want anybody to, especially, it's very private. You know, whenever the new owners move back in, I mean, the new owners, whoever buys the house, whatever they do with the house, I don't want it to be public. So pretty much I went to go see one of my childhood friends, and we were catching up, we were talking about things. It's really nice. But before I even went to go see her, just stepping right on the block, I just got this negative energy, and I wasn't even close to my house yet, like my old house. I wasn't even close to it yet. So me and my childhood friend was talking, catching up, blah, 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 blah. And it started, like, pouring, like, kind of drizzling, but then it started pouring rain. And me and my boyfriend met. I told him, like, I really wanted to go see my old house, like, in front of it. And I was, like, having really bad anxiety. And the only reason was because of what things that I experienced in that house and the energy and the that it pretty much gave me and my siblings. There was a lot of tension when we lived there. Like, everybody had, like, a lot of anger, and, like, the vibes were very negative. Our emotions, like, none of us really got along. And I really believe that whatever happened in that house kind of put its energy towards us to react the way whatever they're feeling, the spirits. But yeah, we had like just negative energy. So I was walking down the block, and I kept telling my boyfriend, like, I don't know if I could do this. And I don't know why I kept saying that. Like, I don't know if I could do this. Like, that's where I grew up, like, my whole life, you know. And I'm not trying to make it sound like there was a demonic thing in the house, because I really don't believe there was. I really believe there was spirits there that didn't rest their soul and pretty much kind of just stood there in a way. But yeah, like I said, I don't know the history of the house itself. You know, I can say for myself that I did experience a lot of things that honestly I never thought it was. I thought it was just psychological, but as I got older, I knew it wasn't psychological because I wasn't the only one that went through it. All of my siblings, we have talked about it. Years later, we talked about it as adults. And, like, we've all seen the same thing in some sort of different way. So yeah, I walked down the block with my boyfriend, and I just had such negative energy. I was feeling the way I felt, like, just living there. And, like, my heart was just, like, racing. I don't know why, guys. Like, if I could give you and tell you why, I really don't know why I was feeling that way. But I was, like, right, and it started pouring as soon as I got right in front of my old apartment house, my house, you know, that I grew up in, and it just started pouring, and I just pulled out my camera, and I just started recording it, and I was like, oh my god, I'm at my old house, like, and I sounded so excited, which I didn't understand because I wasn't excited, but I wasn't also trying to get my phone soaking wet and have it break or something, so it was, like, maybe, like, a 5-second video, so that's why that's another reason, it's just no point of posting about it, but you know, obviously all the memories came back, you know, of just, like, the holidays and, like, you know, things like that. There was a lot of things that has happened in that house that, you know, we all grew up in that house since I was born. I was pretty much born in that house since 98. And I pretty much spent 15 years there. And, you know, my old landlords, we all kind of grew up together. And my old childhood neighborhood, the kids on the block, we all grew up together. So a lot of memories just came back, like, just being in front. I felt like I was, like, in the Twilight Zone, kind of. Like, you know, when you haven't been somewhere in so long and you haven't went to go see something in so long that it feels like unrealistic in a way. That's what it felt like. So yeah, I just like, I kept getting like this negative energy, and like, I just felt like what I was feeling back when I lived there. And I was outside the house, mind you. I was not even that close. I was just like on the sidewalk just looking. And, you know, I was just like thinking back of like all my experiences, like what happened. And, you know, something I didn't realize. Now, I came across a Facebook memory on my social media, and pretty much I was looking back at the memories of like my statuses and stuff, and I came across this one, and I had screenshotted it to show you guys to do this part 2, but I cannot find it. And I obviously can't go back to the memory because it's like a daily memory thing. And I remember seeing in 2011, I said that I was home alone and I just seen a black shadow go across. And like I just started laughing when I seen that, because it was like I was even posting. How old was I? Like 11? Was I? Like 10 maybe? 10, 11? I was posting on social media, and I didn't even realize I posted about like my experience and things like that. And everybody's like, "Oh, it's probably the cat." Da 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 da. And I just thought I was just, you know, being a kid, and I just didn't understand. So yeah, so when I was in front of the house, like I kept telling my boyfriend I just want to go. Like I just didn't feel right being there. Now, I recently Google mapped the house, and I will pop an image right here. Guys, when I tell you, so in my part 1 of my story time, I will talk about this one window, and I have the image. It'll pop up right here. But pretty much there was this one specific window, and I swear on everything I love, everybody has seen something from this one specific window. So when I went on Google Maps, and you know when you could do like satellite view and things like that, so I pretty much was viewing the house, and I seen something. I was just curious to see maybe I would see something, and sure enough I did. Let me see when this image was updated. But yeah, I seen something, so I will pop it up right here. I'm not going to show you the whole house, obviously, like I said, privacy, but I will show you this one window. And I do talk about this one window in my part 1 childhood apartment experience. I have seen things with this one specific window, and when I went on Google and I seen a spirit, you guys will see in the image, like I said, it will pop up right here. There is something there, and I don't know if it's maybe, I need to know from you guys if you guys see what I see, or if I'm just losing it, but I know I see something in the window. And it looks pretty much like a face. It's like right in the corner. I pretty much have this image zoomed in as much as possible, so that way you guys can see it. But, yeah. And I was just like in disbelief when I went on Google. This image, this pretty much picture was taken in 2020. This was recently taken. It must have been like springtime. I don't know what time of year it was, but it was sunny. So yeah, and in the picture you'll see the blinds are shut, but you'll see something in the little bit of corner of a face. Guys, that window, I have seen so many. I've seen a little girl in that window. I used to see something, and when I seen that, I just felt like there is something in that house. I definitely believe it. Now, if you guys didn't know this, I was in the 2nd floor of the apartment building, and pretty much, you know, like I said, maybe one day I'll do like a part 3 with the siblings that have experienced something. That would be a pretty cool video. But I'm pretty sure everybody has experienced something in that house. I don't want to talk for anybody, but I have said what I had to say about my childhood apartment. The last thing that I don't know if I mentioned in part 1, but I remember waking up with bruises, scratches, and I definitely feel like the spirit that was in my childhood apartment was angry or hurt or something. Just I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what happened to whatever happened in that house. I did see a little girl. I have seen black shadows. I have seen a man, like a tall man with a hat, and I always seen that by the basement door. I hated the basement. The upstairs part, like, I don't know, like, I can't explain how I felt in that house. All I just remember is feeling negative, that I didn't want to be there. Um, like, I'm not saying my childhood was horrible, because it wasn't. It was just the apartment itself. It definitely brought out sides to each and every one of us that we didn't realize until we moved and pretty much noticed the difference in all of our personalities. But that also has to do with maturity. But like I said, we definitely aren't the same people. Growing up in that house, we were very, I don't even know how to explain. We were very angry. Some of us wouldn't get along. Some of us didn't even want to be home. And there was just things and emotions, and spirits could do that. They could take pretty much what the spirit's feeling and pretty much make you feel that way, if that makes sense. But yeah, like I said, if you guys want to see a part 3 with some of my siblings that have experienced something, maybe I'll make that happen. But this is the part 2. Like I said, there's not much I could tell you guys about it because I don't live there anymore. I lived there, like I said, for 15 years, and I have experienced a lot of things in that house with ghosts. And like I said, I don't think it was a demonic ghost. I definitely think there was spirits that pretty much never got to rest their soul and pretty much chills there, And that's really all I gotta say about my childhood apartment. I just, I'm in a better place in my life, and when I went back to my old neighborhood, it just felt so weird and so surreal. So, yeah, it just brought back things that I just didn't want to remember and, like, feel. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, give this video a fat thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.